Welcome to Need for Speed, where I tell you increasingly obscure facts about the cars we're driving. Today we're driving the Dodge Neon from 1999. It's the first generation, and this car is going to treat us well. But before we do that, we're going to have to give it a nice, good look, because this is the old look of the Mitsubishi Lancer. So let's give it something unique. And look at this beauty. We got the little fire stripe, but this time it's gray because we're chipping off the paint, and that's going to make a lot more sense later on. We have a manufacturer's thing decal that we're kind of destroying, and everything red. The neon is red, the brake calipers, rims, everything red. And what we're going to do today is that we're going to break down the information into 5 groups, all going from the beginner all the way to elite knowledge, and then at the end we're going to rate the car from A to F tier. But before we do all that, we have a beautiful jailbreak, so let's get going. I think there's like a story mode, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, she's telling us that we don't want the smoke from one of these people. I don't know what she was going on about, but we are going to get to the city prison in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. At the end of the John Newton Tunnel. I like that they made up like names for these places as well. But perfect time to start with the level 1 beginner knowledge. So this is a first generation Neon, which ran all the way from 1995 to 1999. So this was recently a replacement. This was a replacement of the recently discontinued models of I believe the Dodge Shadow and the Dodge Omni. The Omni was discontinued in the 1990s. The Shadow was discontinued in the 1994, so a lot more recent. And the Dodge Neon was relatively successful. I mean, it was actually very successful, but they eventually replaced it in 2006 with a Dodge Caliber, which, to my understanding, is not really loved. So this car has many trims. All right, let's get the shortcut. So this is the base model sedan, which comes in 2 and 4 doors. Then there's a Highline version, which is very similar in every way, except it has airbags, anti-lock brake system. Oh shit, I thought we were turning. And AC, air conditioner. What else? And that also comes in 2 and 4 door version. Then there's a sport version, which I believe has a higher powered engine. There's a RT, which means racetrack, which I believe is even more powered. It has like better suspensions. It's upgraded in every way. And finally, oh, let's check out this shortcut. Let's fucking go. Don't lose that speed. And finally, there's I believe the AC something, ACR, American Club Razor version, which is just a RT, but it's basically been stripped down on most things like air conditioner. Look at this bridge. Damn, I love jumping the bridge at high speeds. It sucks a little bit more when you don't have the speed to back it up. So what does this car actually have? Well, it has a 2.4 liter inline 4 engine. I mean, it has a 2.0 inline 4 engine. So 4 pistons, all one next to each other. Hold on, we're almost there. I think we have 20 seconds. We could probably make this happen. Oh, we're not gonna make this happen. Ain't no way. Oh, this is crazy. Are we not gonna make it? Oh, please tell me we do. We fucking did it. Let's go. The car has 132 horsepower at 6,000 RPM, 129 pounds of feet torque at 5,000 RPMs, which is about 170 Newton per meter. We have unlocked the Alpine vinyl. That sounds cool. We got some money. Samantha's offering choice to 3 hoods. Okay, let's check it out. Collect the reward. Of course I want to collect the reward. Let's see what we can choose. So we can choose this one. Oh my god, love it. This is a carbon fiber one, which looks insane. But I like this like little snorkel up here. But okay, we can, let's see the third one. This looks okay. I like the carbon fiber of both of them. But I think I'm gonna choose the little snorkel one. Like it's just a little bit too iconic. It can create a lot of iconic looks. Absolutely. We're gonna save later. Um, let's go to the race map. We got a drag race and a circuit. Okay, sure. Let's go with the drag race. The car is a 5-speed manual, 3-speed automatic. The manual goes to 0 to 60 in 9 seconds. The automatic takes about 11 seconds. The higher trims can do it in 7.5 actually. Ooh, that was a little bit rough on my end. Let's be real. Um, the top speed 118 miles per hour, but that is actually electric limited by the car's electronics. Like it's been artificially limited. All right, we might not make it in this race. I just had that bad of a start. Hold on. Maybe we do. Ah, never mind. The slipstream is good, but it was not. I blew my engine. Oh my god! I did not realize I was supposed to shift gears. I was too focused on the slipstream, and also the automatic has 3 automatic speeds, so I didn't even consider a possibility of shifting more than twice. But anyway, the top speed is 190 miles per hour. All right, we over revved, but still not behind. Good shift. That's great. That's great. Let me get on this line. Oh, what the fuck is that guy doing? All right, let me get here. Oh my god, I did not realize I was over revving. I keep thinking that I'm under revving, and instead I'm just fucking it up. I don't know why this is happening today specifically. Okay, all right. That car just showed up out of nowhere. But with this accident, let's move on to level 2 novice. So the car is 14 feet 3 inches long. Yeah, I get it. 14 feet 3 inches long and 5 feet and 6 inches wide. Uh, all right, we short shifted, which is better than long shifted, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna stay on this lane. It's so 4.4 meters long, uh, uh, 5 and a meter point 7 wide. Oh my god, what is up with this? Well, the struggle that we're facing today, partially, yes, my fault, but in part, it is one of the car's weaknesses. And I'll explain a little bit more later. Please let us get it. Did we do it? We did it. Fucking yes. It's 4 feet 7 inches tall, 2,400 pounds, so 1,100 kilograms, front wheel drive. We got a turbo and high tech. Oh, wait. This is like a magazine, right? And we got a new car, a Hyundai Tiburon GT, something like that. Okay, that's awesome. So let's see if we're showing up in a magazine. A front wheel drive. We set a drag record. Nice. This is a good picture. I didn't realize that I automatically equipped the little snorkel thing. I didn't even notice until now, but I like it. Let's look at the race map. We got a drift circuit and another circuit. Let's do a quick circuit like this one. So, the car is fairly light. Suspension McPherson struts in the front, Chapman strut in the rear, which is basically like a McPherson but adapted for the rear wheels. It has front disc in the front when it comes to brakes and rear drums, and the rear has drums. Does not have anti-lock brakes. The wheels are 14 inches, but it can come in 13 inches if you wanted to. And with that, we're done with level 2. Let's move on to level 3. So how does the car feel? Intermediate. How does the car feel? It feels light. It's supposed to have this strong punch off the line, like very energetic, because the issue is that it caps off of, like, the max performance is at 5,000, 6,000 RPMs. That means it will struggle a bit. Oh, shit. It will struggle a bit at the higher end speeds. And that's something that maybe we're seeing a little bit in the drag race. Who knows? Maybe that's somewhat accurate. Maybe it isn't. But that's the thing that this car has. What else? Um, so this car comes with a manual steering rack, which, if you're not familiar, means every car today basically has a power steering rack. So when you see the car, it kind of like you can steer it with a finger. It doesn't, it doesn't make your life that much harder. Well, this one doesn't. This one, it's all manual. You gotta put heavy lifting there. So on one end, it's very hard and heavy to steer. On the other hand, oh shit, we did not. That's unfair. That's messed up. On the other hand, it's supposed to give you a lot better control, despite the fact that you're kind of having a workout just by steering the car. The windows do make some noise. They don't have a frame, so it feels very tinny in a way, like it's like tingly and delicate. That's the thing of this car. Some people call it cheap. Some people say that it has character. You can decide for yourself which one. Um, Also, the noise is quite loud. Um, the the legroom is surprisingly good, given that it has a very long wheelbase. But that means you're kind of in there with all the engine parts and shit, and you can hear a lot of what's going on. Damn, we lost the race. Uh, However, for all the downsides, the car has some positives. The suspensions, both are very, very good. And the rear suspensions are surprisingly good for a car this cheap, especially for the base model. So that's quite nice. One other thing that's very nice with this car is that, again, it has 14-inch wheels. So it actually offers quite a smooth drive. The better suspension also leads to another upgrade in this car, which is uh, the fact that while cars that we've seen today, we've seen in this series, normally have the ability, they kind of understeer, which is when you want them to turn a little bit more than they're actually giving you. This car is supposedly more prone to oversteering, which lends itself quite well to some kind of like drifting, or like if you like lift a pedal mid-turn, the car supposedly drifts a little bit. Well, the real version, the real life example, I don't know about this one. This one's also been modified already quite a bit, so I don't know how realistic they're gonna keep it now. But yeah, those are all very interesting qualities of this car. The Overseer especially is quite unique. It's I think more of a high performance car thing. So it's kind of cool that they had this kind of thing going for a base model. Uh, and with that knowledge down, I think it's a good time to move on to level 4 knowledge, advanced. So now we're going to focus a little bit on the finance of this car. Ooh, I almost financed myself into that vehicle. So the car initially sold for about, that was a street sign. Damn, I saw something like flying towards me in the screen. Anyway, the car sold uh, for about $11,300, something like that, $400. But if you could get a Highline for just $300 extra dollars, and again, it comes with airbags, better suspension system, not better suspension, but better. Uh, Damn, that tilted me so hard. Uh, we're absolutely gonna lose this race. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, my brother. All right, I'm gonna just bring you back to when we are nailing this race, because this is insane. I cannot. I just blew this one on myself. I'm just gonna bring you along for the experience. I think there's a very distinct difference between me having to tell you the facts about a specific car and just having to drive. I could be proven wrong if I do shit even in this situation, but I think we'll notice a stark contrast. One cool thing about this game is that I'm noticing as we go through it, we're getting more and more traffic in the roads. Like when you first see a track, I think it'll give you like a nearly zero traffic road. And now there's starting to be traffic left and right, even in the shortcuts. It's a nice development of the game. Here's a crazy thing. I'm noticing like that the city layout already does exist. Like this is already like a whole ass city with like different sections that'll let you race through. Maybe they change the bridges or like these little things where they block off certain parts of the road. But man, the blueprint for Underground 2, where there was like an open city, was there. Did I make it? I kind of made it. Kinda. Yeah, for sure. We did it. The blueprint for that open city style game was there, and I'm pretty excited. I've been looking throughout the Underground 2 cars, and there are some fun stuff. Like, we start to get into like actually high powered cars. Well, not to disparage the a Nissan Skyline or a Supra. Like, those are amazing cars, obviously. But the fact that we're starting to get into Mercedes, Porsche, BMWs, even later titles, even get Ferraris. Like, I'm excited to give you a cover of those stuff. Even Bugattis, I believe there's Bugattis, Zondas. Like, that's an insane shit. I want to absolutely Lamborghinis. I want to cover all those cars as well. So I'm kind of excited for the later titles once we get the open city layout, and maybe I can tell you the facts where I run from the cops. Who knows? I mean, there's lots of options. I just want to do it all. That's the whole plan. We're gonna do every single game, every single Need for Speed. That's the plan, at least for me. All right, but we are done. All right, we got some stuff, but let's continue. Uh, let's not save. I'll save at the end on my own. Don't you worry about that. Oh, what's up, man? He called me a dork. What the fuck is up with that? Uh, let's go to the race map. We have a drift and a circuit. Let's do a quick drift so I can finish the advanced level knowledge. So between 1995 and 1999, which is the first generation, they sold about 1.5 million Nissan Dodges. Oh, I think I chose the hard mode, and this is clearly a mistake with this circuit. Yeah, let's actually start over because I cannot do hard mode and drift mode. But they sold about 1.5 million neon Dodges, of which I think most were in the Highline version and the base model. The two door was outsold actually from the four door at a 3-to-1 ratio. So in those years, those 4 or 5 years, it's estimated that there was about 300 ish, 300,000, 350,000 of this exact model that we have here with us in the game. So that's pretty neat. Uh, they sold for about $11,400, but for 11,700, you could get the Highline, which had anti-lock brake system, airbags. It had a ton of good shit that you need air conditioner, or at least a better one, I think. There was a lot of upgrades. And even the sports version were not that expensive. I believe the sports one went for, I believe, 13,500, and the racing track one, RT, went for 14,200. So overall, very affordable lineup. Uh, Now, if you want to get this car today, it's quite hard because many of them died of catastrophic failures. We'll go on a little bit more into that later. And they were just so cheap that they didn't survive. But you can probably find one if it's decently maintained for maybe 4,000, like at less than 100,000 miles. I was able to find one for 4,000. It was a Highline and it had like 60,000 miles. So that's something that's on the market. But you could probably find some working condition ones for about $2,000, 1,000, 2,000. If you start going below that number, it's more of like a project that doesn't really run. So last circuit, we have 3 laps. Let's go back to hard mode. And we have elite knowledge. So you might think, well, this car is cheap. It doesn't have airbags. It doesn't have horsepower. It doesn't have AC. It doesn't have anti-lock brake system. It doesn't have power steering. It's a bit of a shitbox, but it does have more horsepower than modern Honda Civics and Toyota Corollas. 132 horsepower as opposed to like low 100 or 110s, something like that. So already decent start. What else is there? Oh, look at that. There's a little like a public transportation thingy. A tram? That's fire. So with this car specifically, why did I choose the color red? Well, because they knew you're a cheap ass man and you're probably a bad driver as well. So what did they do? For some colors like black and red, they made the bumpers out of the actual colored plastic. They didn't paint the plastic, they colored on top of it. They used colored plastic to make it. So scuffs will be less visible. That's some like 4D chess moves out there, right there. However, they were also experimenting with this more ecological painting system, uh, which meant that it was like this thing called the dry paint system. And unfortunately, it didn't turn out great. So paint started to chip off fairly easily. So that's why I chose a metal color brand when I was doing the racing stripe stuff. I was like, because the actual car will probably have the chip paint, the paint chip. So that's why we see the silver metal color. Okay, so we have. I don't think I ever played this far. Well, I haven't. I played this game a little bit before starting the series. I don't think I got this far. That's what I'm saying. I probably played this game completely when I was a kid. Come on. Oh my god. We tilted too hard. We tilted too hard. Let's fucking go. Oh my god. That criminal. So, but cheap doesn't mean not classy. And I'll tell you why. This car in the 90s came with a cup holder. And apparently that was like a luxury add-on, which was somewhat rare for cars, especially in the base model, which it automatically came with. The glove compartment also came with a little coin thingy that you could put your coins in, or it also had this thing, what you call it, a little pencil holder. Why did they choose that over other stuff? I don't know. I cannot tell you. Oh my god, that guy took the hit, so I didn't have to. Uh, so one fascinating thing about this car is that the speed of 118 miles per hour is actually electronically locked by the ECU. But that could be switched with some aftermarket parts, or just swapping things around. You could change that. And that alone could bring you up to a max speed of 125 miles per hour. Another cool detail is that the engine was actually made out of like a cast iron block instead of aluminum, which means that if you start to add more performance upgrades, you could relatively like that engine could relatively handle those performance upgrades, and you'd be able to get maybe 130, maybe 140 miles per hour. But with just removing the electronic limiter, you could get to that 125 ish. That is a different story if we're talking about the 3-speed automatic, because that car could not reach 118 on its own. So the limiter basically had no effect, honestly. Like that limiter was there, but it wasn't doing anything on that base model. One interesting thing, we have the 1999 model here based on the wiki. In a 1999 model, they start to make some fixes to the car, like I believe, yeah. The head gasket was starting to be made out of this like metal mix layer thing. Apparently, it avoided water and oil mixing together. They also redid the electronics in the 99 version, which was then used in the second generation Dodge Neons. So a couple good upgrades that we see just in the same generation. Uh, what else? I think we're almost at the end. I mean, overall, this car was actually quite competitive. It was very successful in stock car racing, to the point where they would automatically give it like extra weights as a penalty. And it was actually pretty decent in rallycrossing. So people liked it. It was a very good car. It was successful. It got a second gen. And people apparently hated quite a bit the Dodge Compaq that came after it. Oh, we're in the cover of a magazine. And we're ranked 10. Oh, let's check that out. Let's check that out. I don't want to say it. I'll say later. Let's look at this shit. Look at us. Look at us. The Dodge Neon in 2 different magazines in the early 2000s. That's fantastic. In the rankings, which I rarely check, we are top 10 in circuit. We are unranked and everything else. Who's the guy who keeps talking shit to us? I don't even see anybody consistently first, so why is he talking shit like that? But we are top 10 in circuit races. Let's fucking go. And next race, we're going to have a tournament. That's kind of cool. And I believe we're going to have a couple cars to choose from. So this one we already done. The Ford Focus is a new one. We could choose a Ford Focus. We could choose a Mazda Miata MX-5. That would be a classic, gorgeous shit. I don't think we've done the Civic. No, we done the Civic. That was the first one. We could do the Peugeot 206. This would be kind of fire. Look at this beauty. Or a Hyundai Tiburon GT V6. They will be the first V6 we're having. And damn, this looks the part. Yeah, this will be interesting. So let me know if you have a car you want to see. But in the meantime, thank you for watching the video. Like the like button, smash the smash button. Those are great ways you can let me know that you're enjoying the videos. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.